Hi, how are you? Hope everybody's doing well. Let's talk about scripture. The scripture readings are taken from the book of Job, from the second letter to the Corinthians of the Gospel of Mark. And in them, we see the presence of Jesus in the middle of the storm. Growing up in a tropical island like Puerto Rico, you get used to hurricanes. In other words, we know what to do. We buy non-perishable food, a lot of canned food, in other words. We make sure that the flashlights are charged and have good batteries. We fill the containers with water, with drinking water. We protect the windows, and we make sure that the cars have a full tank of gasoline. And while we wait, we like to drink chocolate, hot chocolate, with cheese and crackers. And we take out all the board games because we know that we have enough time in our hands and we can finish a game like Monopoly, for example. In other words, we know how to prepare. But there are other emergencies that kind of surprise us in a different way, like an earthquake. Like the earthquake that my family faced on December of 2019, and then the big earthquake that they experienced on January of 2020. It leaves a different mark. It's unexpected. It damaged in a different way. The trauma was greater because it took them by surprise. They couldn't get ready for that. We experience storms in our lives. Physical storms, personal and emotional storms, natural storms, and manufactured storms caused by ourselves or by others. Sometimes we could have warnings for a storm, like a hurricane, but other times emergencies take us by surprise, like an earthquake. And it fills with this uncertainty and fear because facing a storm represents losing control of a situation. In some way, we lose control of our surrounding, of our environment. We feel vulnerable. We know we cannot control the storm, but we can control our reaction to the storm. Because what we feel when we're facing a storm is a threat to our life, to our safety. Physical, mental, or emotional safety. How we should react to storms. How would we react to a storm if we know that Jesus is with us? Do we calm? Or do we try to wake him up when we feel the wind blow? Could we trust that we are safe if we know that Jesus is with us? The detail of the story in the gospel that probably would escape our minds is that Jesus himself asked them to get that boat and to cross the lake to the other shore. In other words, the disciples were facing the storm because they were following Jesus' orders. They were following Jesus. This makes all the difference in the world. Now, not every storm is the same. We're facing life storms that are steered by ourselves and out of stubbornness, our pride, our arrogance, wrong decisions, wrong choices. But the storm in the gospel is different. Jesus speaks to us of this storm that we're going to face as we decide to follow Christ in our lives and to work for his church. We have to remember in those cases, and we're going to face those storms, they're going to come, that it is precisely Jesus who have asked us to take that boat and to cross. In other words, we have to remember that we are not in charge, that we are not in control, that Jesus is in charge, that he is in control. When we follow Jesus, we have to trust him in difficult moments in life, and they're gonna come. And trust that if he calls us and we let ourselves be guided by him, he will also be with us step by step through every storm in our lives. And we need to be confident in the presence of Jesus in our lives. And remembering that the best risk that we can take in our lives are those that bring the greatest rewards. And the best risk that we can take with the best rewards, no matter which storm we face, is following Jesus. Let's get into that boat. Let's not fear to cross to the other shore. May God bless you all, and let us be saints.